Welcome to Centinela de Cristo.
Blessings. This is Pastor Luis Luciano from Oklahoma. Tuesday, Altars of Renewal, November 11th. What was Joshua's motivation for building an altar to the Lord? Read Joshua chapter 8, verse 30 and 31. Compare with Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 26 to 30, and Deuteronomy chapter 27, verses 2 to verse 10. In the time of the patriarchs, altars marked the path of their pilgrimage and became tangible representations of their claim to the land, which had been promised by God. Now, by erecting an altar, the Israelites bore witness to the fulfillment of the promises given to their forefathers. In this case, the erection of the altar is the direct fulfillment of the instruction given by Moses. That is found in Deuteronomy chapter 11, verses 26 to verse 30, and Deuteronomy chapter 27, verses 2 to verse 10. Joshua chapter 8, verse 30 to 35 plays a significant role in shaping the whole theological message of the book. By linking one of the most gruesome, violent stories, which is war, to something totally different, a scene of covenant reaffirmation, which is worship. Joshua takes us back to one of the most important theological themes launched in the book at the outset. Joshua has the mandate of leading Israel to a life of covenantal obedience. Joshua chapter 1, verse 7. This is also the picture of Joshua at the end of the book. Joshua chapter 24. Notwithstanding the importance of warfare and the conquest, there is something even more vital: loyalty to the requirements of God's law. The conquest is only one step in the fulfillment of God's plan for Israel and the restoration of all humanity. Faithfulness to the precepts of the Torah constitutes the ultimate question in the destiny of humanity. Joshua writes the copy of the law on large whitewashed stones, different from the stones of the altar. Compare with Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 2 to verse 8. Thus, the stones, which probably contain the Ten Commandments, formed a separate monument in the vicinity of the altar, constantly reminding the Israelites of the privileges and duties implied in the covenant. Joshua foreshadows the New Testament Yeshua, which is Jesus, whose mission was, among other things, to lead humanity back to the obedience to God. In order to accomplish this goal, he had to undertake a conflict with the powers of evil. His ultimate goal was to fulfill the covenant requirements on our behalf. For all the promises God, in him are yes, and in him amen, to the glory of God through us. 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 20. What are some spiritual practices we can do now that can have the same functions as building an altar had in ancient times?